Howdy folks, I'm back at my cluttered computer table with the made in China emergency storage lamp, LED lighted. Okay, good news, yesterday was Monday, 5th of April, and one shop in Nogongwon called, a little shop called Tan Enterprise, opposite the National Registration Department office, was opened, and I went asking, and he has a spare one last left. He says this Shimatsu 6-volt storage battery, and his asking price was $45, bit expensive. So I have a second look, and lo and behold, let's bring it closer. Is it in focus? You see there, it says valve regulated. It doesn't say made in what, but the name Shimatsu sounds like Japanese, so it must be good quality. Let's see it again. Why is not focusing? Yes, it's focused now. See, you see that? Valve regulated rechargeable battery. Same rating as the Chinese one. 6 volts, 4.5 amp hours. But it has a lot of other symbols here. I don't know what it all means. Oh, these additional symbols. Do not wet, I suppose. Well, I don't know what is that. That looks like a Bible. That's a light, no strong light. Well, I leave it to you to interpret that. Maybe you can leave in the comment section. You tell me what those symbols means. I can only recognize the recyclable lead and the do not dispose lead sign there. But definitely this looks good. So I didn't mind. He gave me a receipt just to be sure that I can return it if it is dead or it's not good. But then upon reaching home, I really looked at it and saw that valve regulated symbol and said, wow, this got to be a good quality one. Must be Japanese, but no making. Okay, I've disconnected the others. Let's bring it up closely. I've disconnected this, the old one, in EC. Is it in focus? Yes, same rating, just seal rechargeable battery. It doesn't even say lead. And with all the ratings there, and that's all the symbols you got there. Do not short circuit, rechargeable, recharge after use. That's all. And this is the one that is dead, or it's not useful. It's not holding charge anymore. Now, as I understand, I modified the connection. Last time, the Chinese guys soldered this wire, the connection wire, directly to the terminal. Instead, I take it off, and let's state it clearly. See, I installed a clip connection instead. Why is my camera not focusing? Let me refocus this stupid video camera. Okay, is it focusing? Yes, it's autofocus. Here you are. Here's the clip. I'm sure you've seen this. Now, to replace a new battery, I just unclip there and then clip it back. Red to red, black to black wire. Simple, isn't it? Okay, but before I connect it, let's do some measurement. Let's adjust my camera for close-up. Okay, can I close up on that? And please focus. This lousy autofocus video cam. Let me focus on that meter. Is it? Can you see this, guys? You have to keep zooming and unzooming to get this autofocus to work. Okay? Now is this the terminal? Here's the probe. Here's the battery. I'm setting it on 10 volts DC full scale deflection. So that's a 10 there. And the figure there is between 4 to 6 volts. Okay. So let's measure this new Shimastu. Oh, can you see the probe? Oh man, trust me, I'm touching the probe. Shimastu. Oh, what's going on with this camera? Okay, hope you can see the figure in the meter. All right, try again. Yes, perfectly 6 volts. Okay, let's go back to the NEC. There. It's only reading 4 volts. Is this this is Sony camera, by the way. It's focusing and unfocusing itself. It's got its own brain here. See, it's only 4, and because it's 4 volts, you cannot light up the lamp. Okay, I'm gonna connect the new battery and throw away the old battery. Hopefully somebody will buy it back and recycle it, recycle the lead inside. One right in AC versus Shimatsu. I just go and connect that one. Yeah. Okay, the battery is connected, and here's the switch. It hasn't. It's not connected to the AC power yet, but it says AC here and DC switch. And with the new battery, I put it on DC, the lamp lights very brightly. I put it on AC, also it lights very brightly. Both is coming from the Shimastu battery. Okay. Now, let me test it. When I plug it in the battery. You can hear the switch. I'm going to switch it on. Click. Okay. Now, the AC charging light now is red. If I put it on DC, of course it's on charging, so it's not light up. But of course, if I put it in AC, it's supposed to take the power directly from the AC power supply. Yes, so it's on. So the next thing for me to do is to do some measurement. How is the voltage of that the new battery when it's connected to the power charging power supply? So as usual, it's not focusing, is it? I wish I got 4 hands. Some to touch this one. The terminal is getting loose. Here you are, guys. My electric meter doesn't. No, not electric meter. My voltage meter has just a pointed probe, and when I'm operating the camera, who's going to hold out? So I have to tie up the probe with a bit of wire to the connection. I prefer another type with a clip, so that I can just clip onto the terminal and monitor the voltage. So this is how I do it when I'm doing things alone. And it's on DC, on its own power supply, and it's maintaining 6 volts they're reading. It's dropping a little bit because it's now drawing power from the new battery. Okay, now I'm gonna see what happened to the voltage when I turn on the AC charging power on. So watch this little fellow here. watch this little meter. I'm gonna turn on the power. You hear the click. Click, and it goes off, and the voltage across the new battery goes just about 0.2 volts above 6. It's like reading 6.2 now. 6.2. And I just wonder whether, how does it disconnect itself if it is fully charged or overcharged? It's now charging. You can see the charging light is there on. And what will happen? How does it shows that how does the valve shows that it will disconnect itself? Definitely it's still charging. So I wonder how long I have to wait. Maybe I let it charge for a while and come back and look at it afterwards. Let's see. Time is now charging time half a minute. Howdy folks, I'm back at this made in China rechargeable lamp. When it's not charged, it's showing 6 volts. After 40 minutes, the voltage on the charge goes up to 6. I think this goes to 6.4. So yeah, I'm going to switch off the charge again. Okay, it goes up to around 6.4. Not to 7, 6.4. And it looks to me that there is no overcharging control in that chip circuit. So, and I was wrong about that valve regulated. It has nothing to do with charging protection. It has, I read about it, and you read it yourself in the net, and that valve regulator is something to do with the electrolyte inside the battery, which means all this type of battery is supposed to have them inside. What is regulated inside the battery is the electrolyte, and it has a valve inside supposed to be to ensure that the electrolyte doesn't disappear. Well, that's it. So one of the reasons why the battery dies up very fast in this contraption is that circuitry does not automatically stop charging. So if this thing is stuck to the power outlet all the time, I think it will overcharge the battery. So what I'm going to do is, after this, is I'm going to try and measure how many amps is that charging current. So I'm going to disconnect this one, and disconnect the one. I want to see how much current is flowing into the battery when it's charging. So first disconnect this one, then set the meter to largest amp. What should be? What's the largest amp I've got? It's milliamp, no amps. This is scary. Let's try it. Set to the maximum ampere voltage and quickly try and measure what could be there. Oh, not so bad. So maximum full scale deflection of my meter is 250 and it's reading 200. So now it's charging at 200 milliamps. Oh, that's okay. So I just remember that. It's 200 there, 250. Can it be seen? Oh, the meter is not clear again. Stupid meter, stupid camera. Why is this camera going out of focus by itself? Better. So I set the meter to maximum full scale deflection of 250 milliamps. Okay. So let me measure the current again. So the current reading going to the battery. Yes. So 200. Okay. Now let's go the other way around. Remove the charger and see how much is it is charging. Into the lamp if it is not charging. Check it first. No, lamp is not on yet. Switch on the lamp. Yeah, it's about 200 also. Charge and discharging is about 200 milliamps. That's great. See, I break the circuit. Now put a probe of the meter. So the discharging into the lamp is also 200 milliamps. So that's easy to remember. Okay. I show you what setting I put on the meter. See? I put my meter on the DC, no milliamps. Yeah, DC milliamps, so 250. So the scale was showing 200. That's it. I got my data, so I know what to do. I just calculate how many hours I will put this thing on charge. That's it, folks. Here you are, folks. Finally reassembled. Switch it on. Yeah, very bright. Very bright. Made in China body and electric circuitry. Made in Japan storage battery inside. According to my calculation and measurements, the capacity of the battery is 4.5 amp hours, right? And the discharge and charging amps is 0.2 amps, meaning it can last 22 hours. But then you flatten the battery. So the theory is you only discharge it to 10% before you should charge it, just like your car battery. So this thing should only last 2 hours in standby emergency service before it should be recharged, to ensure that the battery will last as long as possible. And since the circuitry inside does not seem to have overcharge protection, as I tested it, so when I charge it, I just have to remember to charge it for like 2 to 2.5 hours before I disconnect it. Otherwise, it will be overcharging and heating up the battery. So this is it. Made in China. It's blinking. My God. Well, made in China, circuitry, or whatever. It is blinking. Oh dear. Anyway, that's it.